Hello, boys and girls. Today's story is called Christina, Katerina, and the Time She Quit the Family. Have you ever been so angry with everyone in your family that you just wanted to give up? You just wanted to quit. Everyone gets angry, and everybody needs a little bit of time to themselves once in a while. What you do with your anger is what counts. You don't want to hurt someone because you feel angry inside. But sometimes just getting away for a little bit of time to yourself is a good thing to do when you're ready to quit. Christina, Katerina, and the Time She Quit the Family by Patricia Gauch, illustrated by Alyson Primavera. There's a picture of Christina, Katerina. It was 9:15 and a perfectly good Saturday when Christina, Katerina quit the family. Always before, she had liked her family. She liked her mother, even though she nagged a little. Don't lick your fingers, dear, and please don't hum. She liked her father, even though he grumped. I need quiet, Christina. No, you can't wear my shoes. She even liked her little brother, John, who followed her all around. Too much. Into the linen closet, all around the tub. But on that perfectly good Saturday at 9:15, John and 3 friends landed in her room, attacking her bears with laser beams and capturing her chair. Her father came in with his fingers in his ears, shouting, "This time, Christina, you have gone too far!" Her mother ran in behind him, shouting, "This room looks like a war!" Nobody even knocked. So when her mother said, "You can't just do whatever you please when you're part of a family," Christina, Katerina quit the family because doing whatever she pleased sounded just fine to her. "Call me Agnes," she said. Her mother said, "All right, Agnes. Call me Mildred. You go your way and we'll go ours." And Agnes and Mildred divided the house. Agnes got the left side of the sink, 1 pile of clean dishes, 1/4 of the living room, 3 hooks in the hall, her bedroom, and parts of other rooms here and there. Mildred and the family got the right side of the sink, the cupboard, 3/4 of the living room, 12 hooks in the hall, and the rest of the other rooms here and there. When they were done dividing, Mildred said, "Goodbye," and "Have a good time." Agnes hardly knew where to start. That night she made a peanut butter and potato chip sandwich for supper and ate it under the table with the 3 bears and a hippopotamus, who never once said, "Don't lick your fingers," and "Please don't hum." And she left her crusts, all of them. On Sunday, she ate under the table whatever she pleased, and she turned 1/4 of the living room into a circus. She used the chairs to cage her gorillas. She tamed the lion in the fireplace and didn't put anything at all away when she changed her mind and started to play train. It saved her all sorts of time. On Monday, she ate under the table, whatever she pleased, played in one corner of the living room, and wore exactly what she wished to school. Her silky blue flouncy dress. She fixed her hair especially to match, in sweeps and curls on the top, and when she couldn't find two blue striped socks to match, she wore one yellow one. Everything was going just right. Tuesday, Agnes even had a bath alone. She filled the tub with water up to her chin and made bubbly towers and horses and hats, and she just floated there until her fingers got warm and wrinkly. No one followed her around the tub. She didn't miss anyone at all. Not even on Wednesday. That day, after she'd eaten what she pleased and played where she pleased and dressed as she pleased, she and her orphans decided to stay up all night. They planned to escape the cruel Miss Schnitzelblack's orphanage on the stroke of 12. But on the stroke of 11, they ran into a something near the stairs that appeared to move, which Agnes would have liked to ask Mildred about, only Mildred was asleep, and so was Father, and so was John. But Agnes very suddenly got very sleepy anyway, and she disappeared by the stroke of 12. True, on Thursday, John was standing right there when Agnes was creating her surprise souffle. It might have helped if, while she was stirring the eggs and ginger ale, he had handed her the pepper or the apples. She might not have had to reach for them and tripped on the broom and broken the bowl and knocked over the garbage and let the dog out. "I don't know any, Agnes," John said. And it might have been pleasant on Friday to have found just one clean dish in the Agnes pile, or shared a piece of the chocolate cake on the Mildred side of the sink, or had someone to help her wind her yarn in the one quarter of the living room. The chair was quiet, but it was no help at all, and no one even noticed. On Friday, she decided to be Agnes forever. It was bedtime. The others were in John's room, laughing and eating the Mildred side chocolate cake and telling stories, nice and loud at the beginning and in whispers at the end. Not that Agnes heard them. She was far too busy tucking herself in. The bears were no help, and neither was the hippopotamus. If she kept one arm out to tuck with, the other arm got cold, and if she kneeled and pulled the blanket over her head, she couldn't breathe. Finally, she rolled, first to this side and then to that. It worked. "Perfectly tucked," she said right out loud. "I certainly don't need anyone around here." on. "That's for sure," she added. "Nothing better than doing what I please." But there was silence. That was the exact moment when she shouted, "I'm going to be Agnes forever!" And she would have, except for poor Mildred. She knocked on the door and tiptoed in. "Agnes," she said, "please eat this end piece of cake. Everyone else just hates so much frosting." After all, Mildred did say please. "And Agnes, would you mind telling John a story? He only likes the blood-curdling ones." It was true. No one could curdle blood like she could. "And then, Agnes, would you keep your father company? It's been so quiet. He says he hasn't been able to work." Keeping her father company was what she did best. That night, after she'd finished off the cake, told John a blood-curdling story, and kept her father good company, she finally crawled back into bed, and with a little help, she tucked herself in. A few moments later, Mildred called from down the hall. "Good night, Agnes," she said. "Call me Christina," Agnes shouted back. "Call me Mother, Christina," Mildred shouted back. And Christina did, because Christina liked doing what she pleased, and that's exactly what pleased her just then. She found out it wasn't quite so much fun to do just what she pleased all by herself all the time. But she had to try it. She had to get away for just a little bit. And then I think she probably learned that she missed her family. She missed John, and she missed her grumpy dad, and she missed her nagging mom just a little bit, and she realized they weren't so bad. Families are all different. Sometimes there's a mom and no dad, and the mom might nag a little bit, and the kids might get tired of it, but it's best if you just try to get along, or if you can't, you get away for a little while. In some families, there's just a dad. In some families, there's a grandma and a grandpa and the kids. And in some families, there's two moms or two dads. Every family's a little bit different. But every once in a while, we all get tired of each other, and we just need a little bit of space. When I was little and I used to need some space, I would go off and color in a coloring book because I found that to be really relaxing. And it took me a little bit of time. I'd find one that was kind of a challenge, and I'd color just as carefully as I could, trying to stay in the lines and make the most beautiful color picture that I could. And then I always felt a little bit better. Maybe that would help you. Maybe if you went off and read a book, maybe if you went off and played with some Play-Doh, or if you go outside and play ball, or if you lay down with your dog and pet your dog for a while. Whatever works for you. Sometimes you just need a little bit of time. I hope you enjoyed this story, Christina, Katerina, and the times she quit the family. And I will see you again another day.